get ready, everyone, because today we're diving into the world of mosasaurs.
The Mosasaurs.
Yeah. Now, if you're thinking lizards in the ocean, that's crazy. I get it, but trust me.
Oh, yeah.
These weren't your average lizards.
Yo.
We're talking colossal marine predators.
Huge.
Bigger than school buses, ruling the seas during the dinosaur age.
It's true.
And we've got a fascinating article here.
Oh, cool.
Hot off the press about brand new research
Okay.
that's changing everything we thought we knew about them.
Awesome.
It's full of aha moments, cannibalism, high-tech fossil analysis.
Wow.
Even some surprising family ties that connect these ancient giants to animals you might see today.
Really? I'm intrigued.
Okay, so let's start with the basics.
Good.
For those who haven't spent their days geeking out over prehistoric creatures,
Right.
can you give us a quick rundown on what mosasaurs actually were?
Well, imagine a lizard,
Okay.
but supersized
Okay.
and perfectly adapted for life in the water.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
They could grow to over 50 feet long. Yeah, so that's longer than a school bus.
Wow.
Like you said, the apex predators of their time.
The kings and queens of the ocean while dinosaurs were stomping around on land.
Exactly.
50 feet long? It's hard to even picture something that big swimming around.
I know, right?
So how do we know so much about them?
Right.
It's not like we can just hop in a time machine and observe them.
True.
Right.
Well, that's where fossils come in.
Okay.
The first mosasaur fossil was discovered way back in 1766
Wow.
near Maastricht in the Netherlands. And get this, that discovery was a huge deal. It sparked the whole field of vertebrate paleontology,
Wow.
the study of ancient animals with backbones.
So mosasaurs weren't just impressive creatures, they were
Yeah.
scientific pioneers.
Right.
Now,
Amazing.
this article focuses on the work of Dr. Michael Poulsen,
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
who's using some really cool technology
I bet.
to unlock mosasaur secrets.
Cool.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so Dr. Paulson just finished his PhD at Utrecht University, and his work is seriously groundbreaking.
I've heard that.
He uses something called micro-CT scanning,
Okay.
which is like taking a 3D X-ray of a fossil. It allows him to see inside the bones
Oh, wow.
and examine tiny structures that would be impossible to see otherwise.
So instead of just looking at the outside of the fossil,
Right.
he can peek inside and see all the intricate details.
Exactly.
That's incredible. What kind of things is he discovering with this technology?
Well, one of the big questions surrounding mosasaurs
Okay.
has always been their family tree.
Okay.
Scientists have been debating for years about whether they are more closely related to snakes or monitor lizards.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Snakes in the ocean.
Yeah.
So besides giant lizard-like creatures,
Uh-huh.
we also have to imagine giant sea serpents swimming around.
Wild, isn't it?
That's a whole other level of nope for me.
I know, right? It's a wild thought.
But so Dr. Paulson's research is helping us solve this evolutionary mystery.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat here. What's the verdict?
Okay.
Sea snakes or supersized sea monitors?
The answer is monitor lizards.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dr. Poulsen's research suggests that mosasaurs are closer relatives to the monitor lizards we see today,
Okay.
like the Komodo dragon.
Wow.
Pretty cool to think that the ancestor of that fierce land predator
Yeah.
was once the king of the seas, right?
That completely changes how you think about both those animals.
I know, it's crazy.
But this research isn't just about family ties, right?
Right.
The article mentions a pretty gruesome discovery in Angola.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Dr. Poulsen unearthed a mosasaur fossil in Angola. And get this,
Yeah.
inside its stomach were the remains of 3 other mosasaurs.
Whoa. Are you saying these massive predators were cannibals?
That's exactly what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
And here's the kicker. It's the first documented case of cannibalism in mosasaurs.
That's mind-blowing. I mean, we knew these were apex predators.
Yeah.
But finding evidence of cannibalism
Yeah.
adds a whole new layer of complexity to their behavior.
Absolutely.
It makes you think about the brutal realities of survival in those prehistoric oceans.
For sure.
So was this active hunting,
Yeah.
where one mosasaur deliberately attacked and ate another, or was it a case of scavenging where a mosasaur took advantage of an already dead carcass?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't have definitive answers yet.
No.
But this discovery opens up a whole new line of research.
It really does.
And that's the beauty of science, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's not about having all the answers, but about asking new questions.
Totally.
And pushing the boundaries of what we know.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this cannibalism find was just one piece of a much larger research project that Dr. Paulson is working on.
Cool.
He's trying to paint a bigger picture of what mosasaurs were eating and how that changed over millions of years.
That's fascinating.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, Dr. Paulson has been studying mosasaur teeth from all over the world, building a sort of timeline of their diet.
Okay.
He's looking at things like how different mosasaur species shared their hunting grounds.
Okay.
And how diverse their diets really were.
Okay.
Remember, we're talking about creatures that live for millions of years and spread across the globe?
Yeah, that's a long time.
Their eating habits would have had a huge impact on the entire ocean ecosystem.
So from giant sea lizards to cannibals to ecosystem engineers.
Wow.
It's amazing how much information we can get from just a few fossilized teeth.
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
Really is. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
There's still so much more to learn about these incredible creatures.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm definitely hooked. We've got a lot more to unpack, so let's come back and explore more of the mosasaur world, shall we?
Sounds good to me.
So we've established that mosasaurs were these incredible giant sea lizards that ruled the ancient oceans. But they weren't always ocean dwellers, right?
Right.
They actually started out on land.
That's right. The ancestors of mosasaurs were land-dwelling lizards.
Okay.
Over millions of years, they adapted to life in the water.
Wow.
Their bodies changing to become sleek and streamlined. Perfect for swimming.
It's hard to imagine such a dramatic transformation. Can you paint a picture of what those changes might have looked like?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
On land, they would use their legs for running.
Right.
But in the water, those legs evolved into powerful flippers.
Okay.
Propelling them through the water.
Makes sense.
They also developed strong tails.
Okay.
Some even with fins.
Wow.
To help them navigate and chase prey.
So from legs to flippers and tails that acted like rudders, it's like evolution took a land lizard blueprint and completely redesigned it for life in the ocean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect example of natural selection at work. The individuals that were best suited for the water survived.
Okay.
And passed on their genes, eventually leading to the amazing mosasaurs we're talking about today.
It's like a real-life superhero origin story.
Yeah.
But even superheroes have their weaknesses.
Right.
We know that mosasaurs eventually went extinct.
Yeah.
What happened? Was it the same asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs?
Sadly, yes.
Oh, wow.
The same cataclysmic event that ended the reign of the dinosaurs also spelled doom for the mosasaurs. That asteroid impact would have had devastating effects on the entire planet.
Yeah.
Massive tsunamis.
Oh, God.
Widespread wildfires.
Wow.
And a global dust cloud that blocked out the sun.
It's hard to fathom the scale of destruction that must have caused.
That's crazy.
To think that even creatures as powerful as mosasaurs couldn't survive something like that.
I know.
It really makes you realize how fragile life can be.
It does put things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's also a testament to the resilience of life. Even after such a catastrophic event, life found a way to bounce back.
Okay.
Adapt and diversify, eventually leading to the world we know today.
It's a reminder that the story of life on Earth is full of both incredible beauty and incredible loss.
I agree.
And it's thanks to researchers like Dr. Paulson that we can piece together this epic narrative.
Absolutely. His work is helping us understand not only what these creatures were, but how they lived, how they evolved, and ultimately how they met their end.
Okay, so we've talked about their evolution, their diet, and even their dramatic extinction.
Yeah.
But what about their senses? How did these massive predators navigate the vastness of the ocean and find their prey?
That's a great question. Remember, mosasaurs were fully adapted to life in the water.
Right.
And that includes their senses.
Okay.
They had to evolve ways to sense their surroundings and hunt effectively in a completely different environment.
So did they have some kind of super smell like sharks do today?
Smell was definitely important.
Okay.
But they also had other remarkable sensory adaptations.
Like what?
For instance, some studies suggest that mosasaurs had excellent vision even in low-light conditions. They might have even had special adaptations that allowed them to detect the slightest movements in the water.
So it's like they had built-in night vision goggles and new motion detectors. They were like stealthy underwater ninjas.
Exactly.
And we can't forget about their hearing.
Right.
Some mosasaurs had massive ear bones, suggesting they could pick up even the faintest vibrations in the water. Almost like a built-in sonar system.
It's true.
Wow. So they could see, smell, and even hear their prey.
Exactly.
No wonder they were such successful hunters.
It's truly remarkable. Their sensory adaptations, combined with their powerful bodies and sharp teeth, made them the ultimate predators of their time.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm starting to develop a serious case of mosasaur awe.
Me too.
But before we get too carried away with our prehistoric fascination, let's bring it back to the present day for a moment.
That's a good point. As much as we learn from these ancient creatures, it's important to remember that our actions today are shaping the future of life on Earth.
Exactly. Issues like climate change and ocean pollution are serious threats to marine ecosystems around the world.
You're absolutely right. The story of the mosasaurs and their ultimate extinction reminds us that extinction is a very real possibility. We have a responsibility to protect the incredible diversity of life that exists in our oceans today.
It's a sobering thought, but an important one.
Absolutely.
We can learn from the past to help safeguard the future. For sure. But on a lighter note, we've been diving deep into the world of mosasaurs. Exploring their evolution, their behavior, and even their sensory superpowers.
It's been fascinating.
What are some key takeaways we can pull from all this incredible information? It feels like we've traveled back in time and explored a whole new world.
It really does.
From land-dwelling lizards to giant sea monsters, cannibalism, and those incredible sensory adaptations. It's been quite a journey. So what does it all mean? What are the big takeaways we can glean from this deep dive into the world of mosasaurs?
Well, I think one of the most important things to remember is that our understanding of the past is always changing.
Okay.
New discoveries and technologies are constantly challenging what we thought we knew.
Right.
It's like we're piecing together a giant jigsaw puzzle. And sometimes we find a piece that completely changes the picture.
It's almost like science is a detective story. Constantly searching for clues and piecing together the evidence to solve the mysteries of the past.
That's a great way to put it.
And speaking of mysteries, it sounds like there's still so much we don't know about mosasaurs.
Oh, absolutely. We're just scratching the surface of what we can learn about these incredible creatures. As technology advances, we'll be able to study their fossils in even greater detail, unlocking secrets that were previously hidden.
So you're saying we might find even more evidence of cannibalism?
It's possible.
Or maybe discover entirely new species of mosasaurs that we never even knew existed.
That could happen too.
Yeah.
But beyond specific discoveries, I think the most exciting aspect of future research is the potential to understand mosasaurs in a more holistic way.
What do you mean by holistic?
Well, we've talked about their physical adaptations, their diet, their behavior, and their senses.
Right.
But I think we're only just beginning to understand how all these different aspects of their biology were interconnected.
So how their senses influenced their hunting strategies, how their body size affected their role in the ecosystem, how they interacted with other creatures in their environment.
Exactly. By taking a more integrated approach, we can start to see mosasaurs not just as individual creatures, but as integral parts of complex and dynamic ecosystems.
It's like we're moving beyond just describing what they were and starting to understand how they truly lived.
Precisely. And that's where the real excitement lies.
Yeah.
It's not just about collecting facts. It's about piecing those facts together to create a more complete and nuanced understanding of the past.
I have to say, I'm feeling pretty inspired right now.
Me too.
It's like we've been on an incredible adventure exploring a lost world and uncovering some truly mind-blowing discoveries along the way.
It's been a fascinating journey, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the most important takeaway is that the story of the mosasaurs is far from over. There's still so much more to learn, so many mysteries left to unravel.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but to all our listeners out there, I leave you with this thought. Imagine these colossal creatures, these apex predators, swimming in our oceans today.
Oh, wow.
What impact would they have on our world? How would we coexist with such magnificent and formidable beings? It's a question that sparks the imagination and reminds us of the incredible diversity and wonder of life on Earth, both past and present.
I love that.
And who knows what other astonishing creatures are out there just waiting to be discovered. The journey of discovery never truly ends.